Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
Happy holidays! Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holiday.
Hey, Trojan family, what's up? Welcome back to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. I'm your host, Ryan Dyberd. Breaking news. Not surprising news at all, but officially now, Makai Lemon, the great Makai Lemon, has announced on his Instagram that he will be declaring for the NFL draft. This is a good day. I mean, it's obviously sad to see Makai go, but another great USC Trojan that will go on to be another great Trojan. Just a phenomenal young man, a phenomenal receiver, and a phenomenal story that will now get to, take the next chapter, take the next step in his journey and be the next great USC player in the NFL. He will likely be the first receiver taken in the draft, maybe second, depending kind of what a team is potentially looking for, but certainly a first-round pick, and is going to make a team very happy when he gets to that facility. Just the work ethic he has, obviously the ball skills he has, the talent he has, and kind of the versatility he has from the receiver position that we've seen all season long. He'll I think, be seen mostly as a slot receiver at the next level, as he was at USC, but he does have the ability to kind of play all over the field and certainly, in jet sweep situations and whatnot. So it'll be fun to see where he lands. And, maybe as we get deeper into the offseason and closer to the draft, maybe I'll start doing some projections of where he could end up. I mean, I would love if he could stay here in LA and get drafted by the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, what a fit he would be with Sean McVay in that system. The way that McVay uses wide receivers, specifically, you look at like Puka Nacua as he uses him in the slot, uses him with jet sweeps, uses him as a run blocker. I mean, Makai Lemon would fit great there. And especially with Puka saying he's going to retire by 30. I mean, he's only got like 4 or 5 years left before he retires. So Makai Lemon could come in seamlessly and play alongside him for a little bit. Devonta Adams got 1 year left and whatnot. So anyway, that's like a pipe dream, but he'd fit anywhere. Any team would be lucky to have him, and he's going to be fantastic. So finishes this year, your Biletnikoff winner as the best receiver in college football. Deservedly so. No doubt. He had the best 2025 season. I've done a few videos on this before, so I don't need to go down some rabbit hole. But I will just say this. Jeremiah Smith, sure, if people want to say he's the best receiver in college football, I think you can probably make that argument. But in 2025, Makai Lemon was the best receiver in 2025. He had the best 2025 season of all college football receivers. So deserved of the award. 79 catches, 1,156 yards, 11 touchdowns. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns and the 1 passing touchdown against Oregon up in Eugene. So just a fantastic career. 3 years, true freshman in 23. Last year in 24 was kind of his coming out. I mean, it was just a weird year last year because you had all 4 elite receivers. When you look at Makai Lemon, Jacoby Lane, Deuce Robinson, and Zachariah Branch, they were all kind of just split evenly. They all were in that like 400 to 600 yard range, and kind of splitting the touchdowns. Jacoby Lane kind of pulled away with touchdowns into the year. But this year, once Deuce and Zachariah went on their way and kind of found their new opportunities, him and Jacoby Lane were really able to shine, and he obviously broke out as the best receiver in college football. So originally was a 4-star recruit out of Los Al, local kid, and was the 6th ranked overall receiver in the industry rankings. ESPN had him as high as 2. They had him listed as a 5-star and the second-ranked overall receiver. He was a two-way player in high school. Some actually projected him to be a cornerback. There was a moment at USC where it looked like he might transition to cornerback. You know, his freshman year kind of played sparingly, and late in the season, USC was so banged up at cornerback that he had to actually play some reps at cornerback, and he played pretty well. And so there was some thought of like, hey, and we even talked in the show 2 years ago about like, hey, is there an opportunity? Like, do we see him better as a fit as a receiver, or should he actually go full on the defensive side and become a cornerback because he played so well and he has the body size and the ranginess? And obviously if you play receiver, that gives you kind of that added edge as a cornerback as well. So I think he could have thrived there still. That's how good of an athlete he is, but obviously made the right choice. And being receiver certainly made the right choice as the best receiver in college football. So he was also named, All-American from multiple different publications. He was the Polynesian All-American Polynesian Player of the Year. So the list goes on and on for the accolades of Makai Lemon, and potentially the next one, the first wide receiver drafted in the 2026 NFL draft. So hats off to Makai. I'll keep this not super long, but I just think a great day for him. And, USC now, you lose as expected. This is no surprise, but you're losing your two top receivers to the draft. Jacoby Lane announced just a couple days ago. Now Makai announces. So now you're turning the page to the true youth of the room. And as I expect, they will go get one receiver in the portal. You have Zacharias Williams, who returned. He is literally your most seasoned guy I think he'll end up being a redshirt sophomore. He played his full freshman season with Utah. Then I believe he'll take a redshirt this year because of the injury. I think he didn't play enough games, if I'm not mistaken. So really 1 year of football under his belt. Tanuk Hines, 1 year of football under his belt. And that's it for the experience. Romeo Eisen has re-signed. He'll be back. I expect Corey Sims to be back. We'll see. He hasn't announced yet on his re-signing. He is one that potentially, this is not a rumor. I'm just, mathematically with all the guys coming in, maybe he ends up going elsewhere, but I think he'll be back. And then obviously you have the 6 freshmen coming in. So you do still want to go get someone with experience to be able to, just have that in your back pocket, a guy that's done stuff. So I know we've thrown around names, Nick Marsh. If Ryan Williams enters from Alabama is a hot name, Cam Coleman down in the South. So, there's going to be plenty of talent in the portal at receiver if USC does decide to go get one, which I think they will. But the future is obviously in the building already. But turning the page on 2 great receivers in Makai Lemon and Jacoby Lane, and just, excited. I'll say this, and I kind of teased it before. I'll say it a little bit more. I spoke with someone recently who said he had heard that like Makai Lemon was actually fairly insistent almost on coming back. Maybe not insistent's the right word, but was really open to actually coming back for his final year of eligibility. And really just because he loves this team, loves his teammates, and he sees the hard work in laying the groundwork for this program and how it's going to reach new heights, and wanted to be a part of that. Like if this team goes on to win the Natty next year or get real close, like there was certainly some thought process of like, man, I really want to be a part of that. Like I helped lay the framework. I want to see the fruits of my labor when we potentially reach the top. So I think there was some real conversation. It wasn't just a no-brainer for him to go. Now, in terms of like a business move, like you had to convince him to go. If you're a family, if you're an agent, manager, parents, like he will be the number 1 receiver, or at worst, the number 2 receiver taken, but he'll be a top 15 pick. And not saying he wouldn't be next year, but there's just too much unknown with injuries out there and whatnot that you just, it's too much chance of what that first round label gives you for your future. So it was a no-brainer. He had to go. But from what I heard, there was some real collective thoughts of like, I kind of want to run it back one more year, which would have been pretty amazing and obviously would have been great for the program. But he made the right decision. Go be great, young man. The next Trojan. So Makai Lemon officially going to the NFL draft. Yeah, we'll dive in later in the offseason about where he could end up, where he fits best. He'll fit anywhere. Any 32 team will be lucky to have him in their offense. But, his style of play from the slot specifically, when you think of Puka Nacua, when you think of Amon-Ra St. Brown, when you think of some of the other great slot receivers in the game that are so utilized in the NFL these days, there's some probably fits that maybe are a little bit better, at least with quarterback play. So maybe we'll get into that in a couple months. But just want to jump on here quick. I've actually got like 3 more videos coming out today. I mean, we're going heavy today. A lot of news coming. So 5 players re-signed with USC. I'll be dropping that here soon, so be on the lookout for that. And then 2 separate recruiting intel, one on an elite tight end in the state of California, and one on more expert predictions for USC to land one of the top defensive backs in the state. Be on the lookout for those. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate it. I'm Ryan Dyrud. As always, family, fight on. Hey, Trojan family. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching the USC LAFB show. Before you go, let me tell you quickly about our friends over at Sleeper. Go right now, download the Sleeper app. It's the #1 sports app, not just for season-long fantasy, but they've got live pickers. They've got live stat updates. They've got a chat that you can chat with other users, plus the daily pick'em, which is a blast, or daily fantasy, whatever you want to call it. You go and pick 2 to 8 players across any sports. If you're talking USC, go choose J.D. Maiava in his next matchup. Pick more or less passing yards, more or less touchdowns. You stack those, and you can win real money. When you go to make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code USCLAFB. You're going to get a match deposit up to $100. Put in $100, you get $100 free to play with from Sleeper. Put in $10, they'll match you that $10, so now you're sitting at $20 to play with. But also, right now, for any new users, no deposit required. You get $20 free entry. You can stack both. You can get the $20 for free. Go make a deposit. Use USC LAFB, and now you've got a bunch of free money to play with right there on the Sleeper app. Check it out, Trojan family, and when you do, tell them the guys at the USC LAFB sent you.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening. Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holiday.